Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on the session webinar. So today we're going to talk about one of the very important topics in SAP SuccessFactors. So whenever we talk to our customers, what they see is like whenever a new release is going to come, they are very excited to try out the new features which is going to come. At the same time, they are also having this anxiety on what is going to get impacted in the system, which is configured as release. If it resonates with you, this session was made for you. Today, we're going to show exactly how to address these challenges and start automating them. So let's get into the topic. So here is what we will cover today. We'll start with the why, the real pain that drove us to build this application. Then we will show you how we solved it with our Juno application. And we'll be showing two application demo. One is on the Juno application, and the other one is on the Joule AI agent that we have built on top of our Juno application. So let's dive more into the topic. So a quick introduction about the presenters for today. So myself, I'm Shweta from Tech Envo. So my core area of expertise are SAP BTP and also SAP Business AI. And also I have worked in some other products from SAP like SAP SuccessFactors, SAP S4HANA. So I have close to 10 years of experience in SAP world. My co-presenter for today is Kavya. Over to you, Kavya, for the quick introduction.
Thank you, Shweta. Hi, everyone. I am Kavya, and I am an SAP BTP and AI and SAP SuccessFactors HCM expert at Tech Envo. I have experience in building solutions using SAP BTP and developing AI-powered agents using SAP Business AI. And I am also a certified generative AI developer with hands-on experience. I'm happy to contribute to this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavya. So quick housekeeping. So I would request everyone to mute your mic to have a clean audio. Whenever you have questions, please feel free to drop in the chat window. We will address the questions after each section. So quick overview about SAP SuccessFactors HCM release. So SAP SuccessFactors HCM gets two major releases every year, one in May and another one in November. So it might look like we have quite a lot of time, but it actually isn't. The new features get run in the preview environment, and we get only 4 weeks to test, validate, and get confident before we hit the production environment. So the thing that we have to mainly consider is like each release brings innovation with the new features, and we get only 4 weeks. So that is really not a lot of time. In a limited time, we need to make everything work. And also, we have to do a faster impact analysis and also with reduced manual effort. So the challenges that are often faced by customers with the release updates are, first one is regarding the new features. So the release note, which is given by SAP, it is actually huge, and it's going to have hundreds of items in each module. So it's really not easy to go through the PDF dump and understand it. So currently there is no smart way to analyze the release note and filter based on a particular product or module. And impact analysis in order to identify which of the configured processes are affected, usually takes a lot of time. And when it comes to regression testing, this is again one of the challenge. Even if you know the impacted scenarios, to do the regression testing manually at scale is actually exhaustive, time prone, and it's very slow. So in order to overcome these challenges, we have come up with our own solution, Juno, a release testing automation solution. So how we solve these problems which are faced by our customers are like we are trying to give a better way to analyze the release feature, and also it has nice view and filtering based on the product modules and all other features. And also we are helping them to enable automation to perform the regression testing. So your team doesn't have to click on the same thing every 6 months once. So the problem statement here is like I iterated before. So there is manual effort required in order to trigger and track the automated test, even though if we have the automated test scenarios. And there is no real-time visibility on the execution status of the test scenarios, because mostly everything is done in the back end, and we have to really go through the logs and everything in order to understand. It's difficult to interpret the results. And also there's no UI user-friendly interface for the release validation. So to overcome these challenges, we are bringing in our solution, Juno. It can work on the natural language interface, like you can give the input in your natural language and it can trigger the test scenarios. And once it is triggered, you also get the real-time monitoring option within our UI application. And we also give intelligent analysis of the test reports. And finally, all these are part of a centralized application which is built on SAP BTP. So a quick recap on what is Juno. So Juno is a release testing automation application for SAP SuccessFactors HCM, which is built on BTP. It streamlines the end-to-end process of release testing by supporting test execution, monitoring, and reporting through a centralized platform. As an additional capability, we have also given an AI flavor to our application, wherein Juno leverages our Joule AI, which enables us to give the conversational test execution in natural language. And also it supports intelligent test scenario selection. So how it works is user can manage, go through the release test cases, which are pre-built by us, and they can execute the release testing solution, which are relevant for them, and they can track the results, and it also simplifies the end-to-end validation process. So the embedded Joule AI capability, it further enhances the experience by giving an AI flavor. So you can interact using the natural language, and you can also quickly trigger the relevant test scenarios. So why it matters is since release testing is a bottleneck with Juno, it is no longer a bottleneck. It eliminates the manual coordination, reduces errors, and ensures every update is validated fast, and the process is always smooth. So teams can shift from managing executions to analyzing outcomes, delivering value with every release. So let's have a quick check on the chat window. Okay, I think we have one question on the usage. Suppose the customer not using Joule, will they be able to use Juno? Yes, of course, they can use it. They can use the UI application. AI flavor is additional. It is also optional. if customer doesn't have Joule, they can completely use Juno application. There's no restriction on that. Okay, and I think there's one more question. SAP Joule mandatory? No, it's not mandatory, like I said now. Is the solution available in the SAP store? Yes, the solution is available in the SAP store. We are also giving a free trial option for this application. Yeah, we will shortly share the App Store link also. One of us will be sharing it here. Yeah, I think that's all in the chat window for now. We can go a bit further. So how Juno transforms release testing is, again, by giving natural language execution, and also it gives intelligent scenario selection, and the real-time monitoring can be done easily within the application. It provides a good view of the release pipeline as a dashboard in our application. And it also provides cross-module HCM coverage, meaning we cover most of the HCM modules like Employee Central, onboarding, recruiting, and a few others also. So the key benefits are that you get when you use Juno is faster testing because everything is not manual, it is automated, and it shortens the release testing cycle. And it provides you smarter insights with real-time dashboards within the UI. It provides better coverage, and also it's secure and scalable. Since it's also available on SAP BTP, it has enterprise-grade security and scalability. So now let's get into our application. Let's have a look on how our application looks like. So this is our application, which is available in BTP, Juno Release Testing Automation Solution. So here in the first section, you get the details on the release schedule, release highlights, release features, and the methodology that we follow, and the known issues from the current release. So let's go inside the release schedule. So here you see the release schedules which are planned from 2026 to 2028, and also the status of them, and the preview details, production, and the documentation detail if it's applicable. So here you can see currently 1H 2026 is confirmed, and the preview is available from 13th April, and the production is from 15th to 16th. So from this link, you'll also be able to navigate to the actual let's go back. Here in the release highlights, we get a nice dashboard in the form of charts, which gives us the breakdown of release features based on each product, like platform, employee central, learning, and everything. And also on each product level, we see segregation on the number of release features under auto on type, and the number of release features on required type, and number of deprecated release features. The same goes for all other products as well. And also here we have overall view, like the overall distribution of the release feature in terms of deprecated features, required features, and auto on features. And here you get to see the overall the release feature count, and also count on various properties like required, auto on, deprecated, major, and minor. And below you get a nice view of the number of items on each module level. And once we click on one of the modules, we will be shown the release items specific for that module. Again, here you get a nice view of the product which is part of that particular release, the module, and the type of action it is, and the impact and impact type, and all those. And we also get a link to navigate to SAP Help on these particular release features. So yeah, here we navigate. Yeah, and we also have a nice filtering capability. Let's say if you want to only see the major impacted release feature, you can just filter. It will show only the major ones. Similarly, it's possible to filter based on the enablement types and actions. And also on the module level, we can filter. Let's go back. Similarly, it's possible to have a look on each of the modules separately. Let's get back. Here under release features, again, you'll be able to see the release features from 1H 2026 based on various filtering types. You can filter them and you'll be able to see the selected release features alone. And it's also possible to export them as a nice CSV format. You can get it exported. So you get a nice view of all the records that we were seeing in the UI application. We'll go back to the main page and we have release methodology here in this page. So basically this is a representation of what approach we are following to do the release testing. So as a first step, we always review the official release notes and identify the features and fixes, understand the impact, and we also flag the critical changes which are required for the testing. And as the next step, we need to identify the impacted modules, review the dependency, and identify the regression areas where we need to do the regression testing. And then here we can see the next step is to identify the affected process, analyze the impact, and prioritize testing. And finally, we run the pre-built automated test scripts and we track the execution and finally identify the defects. Then here we have the final step. Once we are done with the execution, we'll be able to analyze the test results, validate the outcomes. If there are any failures and if you have done the fix, you can retest them. And finally, you can confirm the stability and be ready for the release. Yeah, finally, you'll be able to get the test summary within the application and you can approve for the production deployment. So this is the methodology, a quick overview. And here in the release known issues, you will be able to see the list of known issues that are already raised by other customers. Based on each application component level, you can see once you click on any particular link, it will actually navigate you to the SAP Me portal. And if there are any issues raised on that particular component, you will be able to filter and see them. I think it takes some time. So it's basically the SAP Me portal where the application ABAs and everything which is related to that particular selected component. In this case, I have chosen Employee Central, so you would see them. Let's go back. And here in the second section, we get an option to browse all the scenarios, which is pre-built by us. And also on each module level, you can have a view and also it's possible to execute from the UI itself. So here It will show the test scenarios from all the modules like Employee Central, Time Off, Onboarding, and RCM. These are some of the modules which we have already for which we have already built the test scenarios based on our customer requirement. It's also possible to customize each of the scripts that we have created based on each customer's requirement. We can see like there are each scenarios that we have identified and added them here on each sub-module level, like foundation or data and everything. Yeah. So let's get back and let's go into Employee Central. And here you'll get a nice view of only Employee Central related test scenarios. And also you get to see the status of each test scenario execution and the last execution time and the execution ID. If at all you want to go back to the backend and look into the execution, this is useful. And also you have an option to select the test scenarios and run it. And you can also see an option that we have an input box. So for some of the test cases, it is also possible to input values when you run the test case. So in this case, for legal entity, we have a create legal entity test scenario. When you normally run this, a legal entity will be automatically created based on the value which we have configured in the system. Let's say if you want to give your own input while testing the for testing the automation test, then we have a separate test scenario wherein you can input your value, which will be considered while running the automation test. So let's say I'm choosing this and I can give a input here. And I can run it. So in the backend, it will start triggering the selected test cases. So I get this message saying the tests are triggered successfully. Yeah, similarly, we can go to time off. And here also we can get a nice view of all the test scenarios which are available. And then we can select some of them and run. Yeah, it got triggered. So actually each of the run rate, it takes like a minimum 3 to 5 minutes. So for the sake of saving time, I'll show you some of the reports which are already generated from our previous runs. Let me open them. So let's say this is one particular report that we have got. Yeah, this is one particular report that we have got for the position creation test case. So what you will see in the report is that, so what happens is basically when you run a particular test scenario is the automated system or the automated test case is going to run. It's going to execute the steps like how a real user would test a particular scenario. So when it actually performs each of the steps, it also captures the screenshot and it is added as part of the result report. So here you can see that first it goes to manage data in SuccessFactors, then it goes to the searches for the position in the drop down, and it is able to get the form and it fills all the required details in order to create the position. All the values are being entered. So I'll just skip all these steps. And finally, we can see that the position got successfully saved and the value is also captured here. So this is how the reporting would look like. And in the third section, we have this monitoring and reporting capability, wherein we'll be able to see the total scenarios which got executed, like based on each execution, you'll be able to see under each execution, if you show the list of test cases which are added, and you can see the status of them and the execution time also. So once our execution, whatever I have started, is completed, we would see that also here. Yeah, and here you get to see the successfully executed scenarios count, failed ones, and also the average execution time of our test scenarios. And here you can export the results based on the time, status, or the module. Let's say if I want to export all the past scenarios, I can do that and export. Okay. I think there's some glitch. Yeah, so basically I will be able to export it here in the form of a report. I think I also have it downloaded. I'll quickly show that. So it would look like this. It have a list of test cases, the actual class name and the test name, the status. If there's a failure, it would also have the failure reason or the details. Yeah, so this is the quick overview about the Juno release testing application. Now we'll also have a quick look into the Joule AI that we have, Joule AI agent that we have created on top of this Juno release testing application. Okay, so the Joule UI has started. So first, if I want to get the release highlights, I can just give a prompt. So I have the prompt ready. I'll just paste it here. So I have asked it to give me the release highlights of 1H 2026, which will basically call our APIs from the release testing application, and it would fetch me the results. Yeah, so here is the view of the top highlights for Employee Central module. And also it gives us a link to navigate to our application where it will show the actual release highlights that I showed you earlier. The next one is like if you want to see the list of scenarios, you can just fetch it from here. Yeah, so here it has given me back the list of test scenarios that are available as part of the Employee Central module. So we can see each one of them. And along with the selection, it is also possible to execute the test cases. So I have a prompt ready for the execution. So I'm asking it to run two test cases. One is personal info, update biographical information, and then the one is to update personal information without approval. So there are two test cases. These are available in our existing Juno. So it's going to call them and execute it. Okay, so while it comes up, maybe we will look into some of the questions that we have got in the chat window. Yeah, so will Juno provide the testing results and the impact of releases? Yeah, so like I showed earlier, the Juno will give you the testing results in a separate tile where you can see the executions, and also if you want to export, it's possible. We will share the impact of releases. Yes, in our release feature tile, you can get a detailed filtering based on the impact, like high impact, major or minor, and all those you'll get within our centralized application. So I think there's one more question on the tech stack. So the tech stack basically it is built on SAP BTP. Maybe the internal details, yeah, we wouldn't want to disclose it. Maybe if you are interested, yeah, you can reach out to us and we can talk the details. And the deployment, yeah, it's currently deployed in SAP BTP Cloud Foundry environment. And like I mentioned, it's available in App Store, and the free trial is also available for this application. And there's one more question on, do we need to do any configuration once we start using Juno, or will it be automatically comes to the document from SAP? No, it is not like part of SAP. It's a separate extension that we have built from Tech Envo. So you would have to go to App Store and you can start with free trial. And once you're good with that, you can start using our application. And there's one more question on the test scenarios. All these test scenarios are pre-built and they get executed without manually performing regression testing, right? Yeah, these are all pre-built test scenarios which gets executed from the UI. If you start running it, it'll automatically run. And even if you want to give some customized input to some of the test cases, like I shown on the demo, it is also possible. And there's one more question on who will run the test scenarios. Will it be available to customer for run or consultant? So here, the whole application is going to be given to the customer, and we have certain roles and personas created for the application. So you can assign to whichever user you want to give access to this application, and only those authorized person will be able to access the application. Okay, your solution is advanced and adding Joule specific anything. Yeah, thank you. How long is the free trial period? I think that I would have to confirm with the team. Maybe we will get back to you. Yeah. Okay, I think there is some issue. Maybe I'll just quickly open the ones which I ran earlier. Yeah, this is one of the forms which I ran, sorry, a little earlier. So here is how it would look like. Once you give the prompt to execute it, it will give the module which is going to pick, and then the number of scenarios it's going to execute, the ID and everything. And you can also see the status from Joule. You can actually navigate to our Juno application using this link, and there you'll be able to monitor the results. Yeah, so here we can see all the execution results. I think I'll have to log in from here. So this is the same application, and you can go here under the total scenarios executed page, and I think I'll have to log in again. I think for some reason it's not showing the data. Yeah, I think it's some temporary glitch. So overall, yeah, this is how the Joule application works, and also the Joule AI agent that we have created on top of our Juno application works. Yeah. So let's get back to the presentation. So I think it's time for Q&A. Let's see if there are some more questions. So is the tool SAP certified? Yes, this is certified by SAP. We have got the certification. And we have one more question on, do we need AI units to use your solution through Joule? No, there's no additional AI units needed. This is done using the SAP Joule base licensing. So you don't need additional AI units. Only Joule subscription is required. And I think even Joule subscription is currently available for free for some time, I think till May 31st or something. I think there's one more question on the solution will be added directly to customers' BTP global account and sub account on top of existing Joule setup. Right, yeah. We deploy the solution in customers' BTP sub account, and it will be available from there to access for them. Okay, I think, yeah, we also got some more thing like you're solving real problems customers facing. Yeah, thank you. So this has been one of the pain which most of our customers face. So that's the reason why we built it. Yeah, thank you. I think we have addressed all the questions. Now the next steps. So as we have seen, we have been continually giving webinars on various topics from SAP, mainly related to SAP SuccessFactors and SAP Business AI, Joule AI. So if you think this session added value to you, please provide the feedback. It will help us to do it better and give some more meaningful content to you. We will also send a response to your questions if any of them is not addressed in this call. And if you are interested about our application and would like to understand more about it, you can feel free to reach out to us in one of the channels mentioned below here. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks for joining. Hope you had a great time with us today. Thank you. Bye.